Howdy everyone, Tasty here, and thank you for joining me on another random gaming news where we're going to take a look at the game to look forward to this week, as well as a couple of quick mentions, and we're going to take a look at the Fallout First stuff and what's actually been happening with that, because I was going to cover it on Friday, but I didn't get a chance to put up a video, so I'm going to cover it today, as well as giving you my pick for last week's Game of the Week. Make sure you guys are checking out the smaller YouTube channel down in the description below, because we want to make sure that YouTube karma is staying in the green. Make sure you're also checking out the Discord server and all my social medias down there, because there's also a couple of special links that you guys might want to check out there. And be sure to share this video because it does help out the channel the most. Liking the video is another way to help out. Make sure you're hitting the subscribe button with the bell icon turned on there, so that way you guys can be notified of my next video. Let's go ahead and start the show. For this week, we're just going to take a look at the game to look forward to this week, because I don't really have a lot of time to go over the rest of it, or I just don't want to make this video very long for that. So I just want you guys to know what game I want you to actually look forward to this week, which is actually Death Stranding. That's coming out on November 8th for the PS4, and that is something that I've been personally looking forward to, even not being a PS4 owner. But they are coming out with it on PC next year, so that's something that does interest me, because Kojima games are actually pretty fun. I've played a lot of the Metal Gear Solid franchise, and this is just something that looks like it's kind of up that alley, but like he said, a new game genre, the Strand genre of games. So if you like big budget movie type games, this looks like it's one of those style of games, but more open world with RPG elements. It's hard to describe because Kojima can't even really describe it himself, but it's something that I'm looking forward to on November 8th to see some of the gameplay and just watch some people play it, even though because I don't own a PS4, but I will be getting it on PC next year when it does come out. So for the beginning of the quick mentions, we're going to go over a couple of announcements that happened at BlizzCon over the weekend. So Diablo 4 was announced with a really dark trailer this time around, coming with a demon lady that was actually summoned through blood. Then that blood was used as a cape. You know, just some real badass shit happening there. Overwatch 2 was also announced with a new PvE element being added in and seeming to be the focus this time around, but a new PvP mode will be added called Push, where a cute big robot will actually be pushing things around for you. In other BlizzCon news, there was protesters there, and they did go ahead and show their support for free Hong Kong around that Blitzchung situation that happened not too long ago. The president, J. Allen Brack, did actually come out and make a statement for this whole matter. I will leave links to everything down in the description below, so that way you guys can go check out what he said and what's happening with the actual protest over the weekend there. And lastly here for quick mentions, I just want to talk about some Pokemon Sword and Shield news, where some links may have actually come out for the evolutions for the starter Pokemon, and it is cool to see the two that were kind of shown off. And don't worry, I'm not going to show them off here because I want to leave this spoiler free, but I will leave links down in the description so you guys can go check that out if you'd like to see that. But I'm going to go for Scorbunny, which was actually not shown off during this leak, but I would like to see what they look like, and especially Scorbunny, because that's going to be the one I go for. You know what I'm talking about, you know? Alright, so let's talk about Fallout 76, and no, I'm not going to be talking about all of the controversy that's been surrounding it since the game first launched last year. I'm just going to be talking about the Fallout First stuff, and if you'd like to hear me actually talk about all the other stuff that happened around Fallout 76, let's get this video up to 25 likes, and then I will make another video just dedicated to just that. But today we're going to stick with what Fallout First is and how it's been affecting the community. So Fallout First is a new subscription service that's been coming from Bethesda for the Fallout 76 game, where you can pay $13 a month or $100 for the entire year. And what do you actually get for that service, you ask? Well, you get private servers that you can go play with you and your friends. You get an unlimited storage box to put all of your scrapping items in, so that way you don't have to carry them around with you. You'll also get a certain amount of items added to your account each month, which is just the in-game currency for Fallout 76. And Fallout First members will also get a Ranger outfit that was actually from the best Fallout game in the series, Fallout New Vegas, which has been made by Obsidian. And I don't know if any of you guys noticed it, but they released all this stuff the same week that Outer Worlds came out. I just thought that was kind of funny to add that in there. But either or, you also get a emote pack and new icons that only members for Fallout First can get. So let's take a look at a couple of the bugs and glitches that have been plaguing the game. Some players have been reporting that their private worlds have already been looted when they come back to them, but this might not be the case, because if you go and loot something in a non-private server and then try to go to your own server, well, that thing that was looted in that other server actually gets looted across all the servers at one time for that set player, because only that player can pick up things out of containers or boxes and that stuff for themselves. All the loot is player specific. So if you log out of the other servers and then log into a private server, that loot that you tried to get back or anything that you might have looted before still might have been looted. And that's something that still kind of does sit a little silly with me, even though that's something that is a mechanic of the game and not so much an issue. It is kind of an issue because you're paying for private servers, and I wish they'd at least bring it back for the private servers, maybe not the public ones, but or at least randomize the items that you can get out of the things that you've already looted, so that way you're not farming the same thing over and over again, just creating a bunch of private servers. Another thing that is plaguing the game is that people are putting their scrap in those unlimited scrap boxes and they're losing it. First, Bethesda said that it was a UI problem where it just wasn't appearing on the screen for the people, and you can log out and back in and the stuff would show back up. But that wasn't the case, because later that day they actually put out another statement saying, we have found a small number of players that have actually been losing their scrap that they've been putting in their scrap boxes, and they're looking into how to resolve the problem and get those missing items back to the players. And the last huge thing that I want to talk about with this whole thing is that with the private servers themselves, you can't even lock out other players from your server. So if you start a server and a random Joe Smo wants to join in with you, he can. There's no way to stop that, and you've paid for the privacy of the server, but you actually don't have any privacy when it comes to that. And it just strikes me as odd that Bethesda would put out something that they wouldn't fully test, maybe put it out later and bring out the Wastelanders expansion that they pushed back until next year, which actually was going to add a bunch of stuff to the game that would have brought me back to playing Fallout 76, but instead it pushed me towards playing games like The Outer Worlds. And thank you, Bethesda, because The Outer Worlds is an amazing game, and I am glad you didn't let Obsidian make another game and they were able to make one on their own, because it just shows how lazy you've gotten with your actual gameplay. And it's something that is scary to me, because we have other big titles coming out from you, like Elder Scrolls, we have Starfield, all that stuff that's supposed to be like Fallout series stuff is very, I just want to wait and see what happens, because I'm not going to pre-order something that may not even work or be fully completed now. And I'm going to go ahead and just move on from there, because I don't want to get my blood pressure too up, and I don't want to keep ranting about how I'm disappointed in Bethesda, and how I'm happy that Obsidian is now making games that are actually truly amazing to play. Last week's Tasty's Pick of the Week should come as no surprise after all of the Fallout First talk and everything that has happened. That's right, we're going to go again with The Outer Worlds. That game is just so fun. I've actually completed the game all the way through the story itself. You can't really go back and do anything as far as in-game content once you've completed the story. It's kind of starting the whole game all over again, which is completely fine by me, because there are so many choices that you can make going down different branches here and there to get many different outcomes from the end of the game. I've only seen a select few, and I even missed a companion playing through the whole thing, and I should have known that I was missing out on something, because you can see them when you go to exit your ship, but I didn't want to look it up. I just kind of wanted to go through it, and I thought eventually I would just unlock it like I did the other ones, but apparently that's one that's on your ship you have to actually go and find. Oops. Oh well, it just means I have to play it again to unlock my robot buddy, and anybody that is watching this to check out that Fallout First news is definitely going to love The Outer Worlds, because if you liked Fallout New Vegas or any of the other Fallout games besides Fallout 76, you're going to like The Outer Worlds. It's hard to not make that comparison between New Vegas and The Outer Worlds when you look at it. It is a much better version of New Vegas, in my opinion. I know that's gonna probably shock a few people, but New Vegas is amazing. That's a great game, but The Outer Worlds is just taking that game style to the next level. It's like the evolution of New Vegas. It doesn't mean that that's bad by any means, it just means that this is the next step of where that's going, and I want to see that other step above the Outer Worlds and see just where they can take this whole series in and of itself, because I'd be interested to see if they go back to Earth or anything along those lines in any different games. So if you are liking this, go check out the Outer Worlds, and you know what? Let's go ahead and just end it right there, fellas and ladies. Alright, well there's our video for today. If you guys did have any thoughts on the Fallout 1st stuff, or if you are playing Outer Worlds and want to talk about it, go ahead and leave those down in the comments below. I'd be very happy to talk to anybody that wants to go over any of the stuff that we showed in today's video. Make sure you're checking out the Artbach account that I'm going to leave in the description, because that is going to give you a preview to what this video actually was going to be, and then you can check out the full one whenever it comes out the day after I post that there. Also check out the quest mode link that's going to be down there, and the smaller YouTube channel that I'm going to put down there as well. Make sure you guys are checking them out, because we want to make sure that we can help out other people in the community and kind of just make a big community around this channel and other channels. And we do have a Discord server link down there. Make sure you're checking it out, come and seeing what everything is all about, so that way you guys can, you know, come hang out with some cool people, talk about some video games or other stuff alike. We do have a lot of different channels to go over on there. And make sure you share this video. That does help out the channel the most. Hitting the like button is another way to help out the channel. If you did like the video, hit the subscribe button with the bell icon turned on so you can be notified of when I make my next video. As always, I have been Tasty, this has been Random Gaming News, and have a wonderful gaming night.